Hey everybody, thanks for choosing to watch this video. I spoke to Robbie Lyle from AFTV ahead of Liverpool's trip to face Arsenal this weekend. We spoke about the Mikel Arteta reign and how Arsenal are looking, obviously flying high, top of the Premier League. But yeah, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And if you want to watch the entire show, head over to Redmen Plus. Thanks. So just on Arteta then, Arsenal previously were sort of labelled as having a little bit of a lack of resilience, I suppose, post Arsene Wenger and even towards the latter stages of Arsene Wenger. Is that something that Arteta's bringing back slowly into the squad now? Do you see that within this group of players? Because we mentioned your brilliant start of the season, and in years gone by, even under Arteta in his early reign so far, you've got into good positions, then you've met the big boys, Liverpool being one of them, and you've kind of not quite lived up to the expectations. Do you think Arsenal now as a collective are in a better place as a group, I suppose?
Yeah, I do. I feel. Listen, there's still tests, and I feel that Liverpool's another one of those big tests that come up this weekend. There's still tests coming up, but I do feel that this team is a lot more resilient. Even the only game we lost this season was away to Man United, and I'm still trying to work out how we lost. We were the better team on the day. We outplayed them. We just got a little slightly naive in our attacking and left the door wide open. But we learnt from that against Tottenham, and I thought we destroyed Tottenham. I mean, our keeper only had one proper save to make in the whole game. And Tottenham coming into that game were unbeaten. So I think we are learning. I still think this is a team that's learning, but we are a lot more resilient. Even last season, I felt we were quite resilient, even though a lot of people look on it and say, yeah, but at the end of the season, you kind of fell apart. I feel that was a lot more to do with the fact that we didn't make signings in January. So we had such a thin squad that when we started getting down to those games right at the end of the season and key players were out, we just didn't have the quality to replace them. Whereas in the summer, he's made some good signings. So all of a sudden now, if let's say, for instance, Zinchenko's out tonight, Kieran Tierney will come in. If Ben White's not playing at right back, Tomiyasu comes in. Those are much better replacements. I mean, a lot of the difference has been the personnel. They're better players.
Yeah.
A couple of seasons ago, Liverpool would be facing Mustafi and, Kolasinac and players like that at the back. Now they're facing somebody like a William Saliba. It's a completely different proposition. So there's a better quality of players and there is a resilience. And I think, guys like Zinchenko, Jesus have brought a really strong winning mentality to the team. Other players are stepping up like Granit Xhaka, and, the mentality of the team and the resilience has definitely increased. And I don't think Arsenal is that sort of team that in the past we could get bullied. I don't think this team is that team no more. They're quite a big team, physical team as well. Very aggressive team. So I think there's been a lot of improvements in a lot of key areas.
Yeah, well, the likes of Saliba and Gabriel and Thomas Partey have brought that physicality, I suppose, to the squad, I'd say. Just before we do look more closely at this game then, just to finish on Arteta, moreover, style-wise, like we've seen Arsenal over the years play a very fluid passing style, and Arteta wanted to implement that in his early days with Arsenal. Is that still the case? Like I've seen quite a bit of them, but for anyone who hasn't managed to watch a lot of Arsenal this season, can we expect that style of football, especially at home, even if it is Liverpool coming to town?
Yeah, even away. Arsenal are sort of on the front foot team. You know what I mean? I think last year there was a few times he kind of seemed to be a bit more defensive in his play sometimes. But definitely this season it's been a quite attacking style. The team attempts to get on the front foot and take the game to oppositions. Obviously respecting the teams that are in front of them. But like for instance on the weekend against Tottenham, right from the get-go, we took the game to them. Was 1-1, still came out in the second half, ultra brave, and took it to them again, and blew them away. So yeah, he does like to play attacking football, aggressive football, and it's been working well this season.
Yeah, 100% it has. Yeah, like you blew Tottenham away, and similar to yourselves, they were on the crest of a wave a little bit, really, in terms of their form. Unlike Liverpool at the minute, but we'll come on to that in just a second. So yeah, team news-wise, and obviously we touched on the Europa League clash tonight, so it could skew the team news a little bit. But in terms of what we know, obviously Emil Smith-Rowe's ruled out for a prolonged period. Mohamed El-Neni seems to be a doubt. Cedric, the fullback.
El-Neni's out for long term.
So and then he's gone, yeah. So he'll obviously be missing. And then there's some doubts over the likes of, I think Cedric is a doubt, and Tomiyasu's recently back. So anyone else you want to add to that mix, or are you looking pretty healthy apart from that? Obviously with tonight in mind.
Yeah, you know what, really and truly, apart from, hopefully tonight doesn't take anybody else out. But really and truly, the only two injuries at the moment are those two. El-Neni is out long term, and Smith-Rowe as well. He had an operation. He's going to be out until at least December. Everybody else is more or less fit. Cedric's now we could see him tonight, just coming back. Guys like Reece Nelson even coming back into the squad, possibly playing tonight. But as regards like the first team, what I'd regard as the first starting 11, at the moment, they're all fit, and that's why I don't think he'll risk certain players like. Especially a player like a Thomas Partey who's been quite injury prone, and he's very key to how we play. He won't be playing tonight. I'll put my house on it. He won't play tonight. So
you certainly hope not, by the sounds of it. Anyway, no. So obviously, we touched on some of your more important players. One there, obviously, in Thomas Partey earlier on. But who do you think, obviously watching Arsenal, inside and out every single week, who do you think are the key players? Like in previous seasons, it's been your Sakas. I mentioned Martinelli earlier, especially down your left and Liverpool's right, which has been vulnerable at times this season. Yeah. Do you think it'll be those two, or should we be looking at Gabriel Jesus more than them, do you think?
Do you know what? I think, there's a few key players. I mean, Thomas Partey's one in midfield. He makes it all tick. He sort of sits really deep, and he's a player that's capable of breaking lines. And he's sort of a really press-resistant player. You know what I mean? He's very key to how Arsenal play. Up front, definitely Gabriel Jesus. He's the guy that, he's been scoring goals this season. He's been looking sharp as a razor and has been causing problems to absolutely every defence we've come up against. And he kind of is the catalyst for the other two around him in Saka and Martinelli. So he's a very, very important player. And at the back, William Saliba, I mean, he's been brilliant this season. This is a big test for him. How does he look after your Jotas, your Salahs, your people like this? I mean, this is a big test because now we're coming up against another great front three. But I think that last week, up against a very good front three, the Tottenham and Kane and Richarlison and what's the other one? Son, that geezer,
yeah. You're allowed to forget him. I think you're allowed to forget about,
Forget about them lot. You know what I mean? But I thought he was brilliant. You know what I mean? So, those are key players. But I really do think it's a collective with Arsenal. You know what I mean? Collectively, they've been playing really well. I mean, Granit Xhaka this season has been brilliant. You know what I mean? I thought actually last season he was very, very good. I was I remember speaking to a lot of fans and saying, you know what? You think Xhaka was the best player? And a lot of fans were like, no. Because I think they're still carrying a lot of feelings against him because of things that have happened in the past. But if you look at last season, apart from the sending offs, he was very consistent for Arsenal. This season, he stepped up a gear. He's playing in that sort of box-to-box role, gets forward, he's been scoring goals, helps out brilliantly. And if he's not got the ball, he helps out the defence brilliantly. He's going to be a key player up against, the attacking flair of Liverpool at the weekend. So, there's I mean, like you said, somebody like a Martinelli could be, we know that you guys have had a few little problems down that right-hand side since the start of the season. Can Martinelli exploit that? He's been brilliant this season. He really has. I mean, against Tottenham, he had them run them absolutely ragged. And he's a guy that can run all game. So he's going to be key. But then on the other side, Saka is the same threat as well. He's the same sort of problem. So it's an exciting game. It really is. Normally, we go into this game with roles reversed. We're down where you are. you are where we are right now. It's going to be interesting for us because we've got a very poor record against Liverpool over the past few seasons in particular. I think if we could get a win against Liverpool, it would be a significant step forward for Arsenal. I mean, I was saying to people, I think it's kind of more significant than the Tottenham game because we beat Tottenham last season at home. We beat them. They ain't beaten us at home for ages. They beat us at their place. We beat them at our place. But Liverpool, I feel, is a bit different. I feel this is a big test for Arsenal. If we can get a win against Liverpool, this is a significant step forward for this team to say that, hey, we beat Tottenham and Liverpool. You know, I think it's a huge game for us.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that show. Did you know Redmen Plus subscribers get access to their exclusive Facebook group? Yes, there is a Redmen Plus subscribers group on Facebook just for them. So if you want to get involved with like-minded Reds and avoid the idiots on Twitter and normal Facebook and all that, yeah, sign up to Redmen Plus, enter your username as you sign up to the Facebook group, and you'll get access to, ta-da,